Scott Allen. I hope this is be okay. And I can give you more details later, but this is sort of the little thing that I put together for the Rock Creek audio video proposal. First of all, we'll start off with our two speakers. These are our main auditorium speakers, the Electro Voice ELX 200. They're 12-inch two-way powered PA speakers. They're expensive, but they'll do everything we need to do. They do not need their own um, amplifier because they are have a built-in amplifier in them, and they have the Gator Frameworks wall mount that are specifically made, I believe, for these particular speakers. This will uh, do more than what we really need. So that's one part of it. Now, I was asked, and I also thought about nursery and fellowship hall speakers. I did not get the cabling necessarily for the fellowship hall speakers, but these Yamaha VS44 come in pairs anyway, so it's $157 for two of them, and they do need a small amp, so we got a small amp just for those, and we did have the Atlas wall switch there to lower and raise the volume in the nursery. Um, Probably don't need that if we put one of those speakers in the fellowship hall. We can manage that probably via the amp itself. The fellowship, they probably need to be able to turn it up and down depending on if there's a child in there, sleep, whatever. So there's that. All of our cabling, we have a couple of different microphone cables that we have to have for different specific. We have the long ones, we have some short ones for different things. Have different other cabling. I'll get to the RJ45 or the network cabling and the HDMI cabling. All connects all of this stuff together, as well as the speaker wire that we're going to need. So there's all of that. And I'll also upload to you a copy of this PowerPoint, and there's a itemized thing at the end of this, but there's power protection. We have a normal surge protector, but we also have a Furman power line conditioner and surge protector. Make sure that none of our equipment is damaged because of power surges, bad cabling. We know that building's not that old, but it's probably got some issues with the power, so we'll protect all this stuff. Um, in my original quote from Crutchfield, it did not have a handheld microphone, and actually I've only got one listed here, so we're going to have to double that. Um, but you can get to, I believe you can get two outputs on this one wireless microphone system. If not, this is just a sort of an idea. I can come back and get another one or get a dual one. It's going to be a little bit, maybe $100 more or something like that, but the Shure is a great brand for microphones. I did a little research on this. They're one of the better ones. And we got the Shure wireless mic. Went with this type of mic. Not everybody likes it, but it's better sound, a better ability to not have issues than a lapel mic. So we can go back to a lapel mic. Lapel mic's a little cheaper, but I think this will be better for the long run. For our displays, I looked at all of the options that we had. If we put screens up and we try to get projectors that will show as good as these two TV screens, we're going to spend probably $1,500 per projector. So I can get these two HD 75-inch screens. I can actually go bigger if I need to for not much more money. They're $341.90. No, $458 at a piece at Walmart right now. Get two of them for like $916. Then we have the Kanto um, wall mounts. They're expensive, but these are really good ones to hold up these things. Now, this is the issue I've got. I don't know. I've got to double check and make sure that the structure where the brick is on that wall is doable for something like this. If not, then we'll have to back up and punt and see what we're going to do on this. But I think we need two. If you look at those areas, they're kind of slanted, so you're going to probably need two for each side of the auditorium to be able to look at them. And digital splitter, because we're going to be doing the video, and if we're going to have the control center at the back of the auditorium. That's a long way. HDMI. This is one of the problems I think we had at the old building is we ran HDMI too far. By the time we went all up the wall and over the ceiling and everything, you start having video degradation. What this does is it switches from HDMI to a Cat 5e, which is a network cable. A network cable can go a lot further. It carries the same kind of digital, well, it doesn't necessarily digital, but in the full sense, but you have a converter on the other end that converts it back to HDMI that plugs into the TVs. These are expensive, and I could probably go to a cheaper one, but these are high quality, going to get us the best video possibility, not just for PowerPoints and things like that, but if we ever set up to watch, um, like we did before, any kind of summer series, any kind of videos that we want to do, it's going to look really good on this here. We won't have any problems. And so there's that. If we're going to do live streaming, we've been limping along at best, and it's getting harder and harder, I think, especially now that we have the podium up on a elevated stage for a camera, for a phone to be able to get the audio as good as it needs to. So what we probably need is a webcam type setup. This is the one I was looking at. I'm not sure if this is the actual one I was looking at. I had one and I lost it, but the one I was going to look at is probably in the same price range, but it's got a greater ability to get close up from the back, because it'll probably sit in the back, either on the wall in the back or somewhere in the side on the back, or maybe even up on the ceiling going that way, depending on how far I want to get. It's um, USB, but I think it's also wireless, so we can do it that way. So we can put it about anywhere we want to. This is going to give us 1080p. That's high definition video that we can we'll have a computer there. We can live stream it to Facebook and YouTube, and we can also um, record it and have it not only on our computer, but make sure everything is captured properly. That being said, this is not the actual computer I'm looking at, just a pretty picture. I don't have the details for the computer yet, but I'm estimating $700 for the computer. I did mention it to my guy Jim. If you don't want to go through him, we can go through Amazon. You can probably find something like this one here is probably a little bit cheaper, but he's gonna stand by his stuff. But I think $700 for the computer, keyboard, mouse. Even if we don't have a keyboard and mouse, I can come up with that, and a monitor or two monitors. I don't know if we'll probably need two to really be able to do everything we need to do. But that's that. This is a breakdown. Like I said, I'm going to send you this, a link to this as well. And this is pretty much, if you notice that everything above the TVs, all of this other stuff is through Crutchfield, and the TVs, the camera, and the computer systems are not TVs from Walmart, cameras from Amazon, computer systems either from Amazon or it's going to be from a guy in Jasper. Estimated the taxes, they had $500 for Crutchfield. I've estimated what it's going to be for the rest of it, $619. $700 for the computer systems with tax and everything. So right now we're looking at $8,765.86 approximately. Now the one thing I don't think I put in there was the mixer. I meant to put that in there, but the mixer is a digital mixer. Yes, it's expensive, but it will. And maybe I did and I just missed it, but it is an 18 port, I think is what's called. But we can add up to 18 devices, so we've got multiple choices. We probably can drop down a little bit, but I think a digital mixer is the best way to go for all that we're going to do. Yeah, this is expensive. If it's too much, I can sit down and see if I can try to find comparable stuff that's cheaper. This also got, I don't think I put this in there, but I meant to, a stackable skeleton rack. This is a rack we can put all of the equipment that's going to sit in the back on, and kind of keep it mounted in there and out of the way. And When I get done with all of this, there'll probably be a couple of other things like some wire zip ties and things like that to make sure all of the wiring is done properly. We're going to make sure all the wiring is hidden. So that's pretty much it. Um, Questions, just let me know. Yeah, when I started running through this, it got really expensive really quick because some of the stuff is just really expensive. That's it.